want to acknowledge the presence of the Godfather. Without him, Azkals wouldn't be even here and exist. Mr. Dan Palame is also here, longtime team manager of the Philippine football team. Okay, we see the panel in front of us. Let's start. I had a hard time gathering information from all these distinguished gentlemen. Let's start with the man in the middle. Former Philippine Azkal right back from 2004 to 2018. Now founder and CEO of 7's International and the commissioner of the Asia 7's Championships in Malaysia, Mr. Anton Del Rosario. Please stand, Anton. Want to greet everybody first? Say a little greeting. Say a little greeting first, and then.
First, thank you everybody for showing up today. Always nice to see everybody here from the press, good old friends from way back, people who used to support us and the Azkals from the beginning, back in 2004 up until present, right? But all of this wouldn't be possible without, of course, Mr. Dan Palame, but I want to give a shout out to these two guys right next to me, Mr. Captain Schrock over here, and another, I believe, captain over here, Mr. Misai Bahadorna. So it's nice to be sandwiched in between these two. Sort of feels like we're back on the field again.
It's really great, though. Like a mini reunion to see all these icons in one table. Next up, this guy doesn't need a lot more introduction, but I will do it nonetheless. Playing with the Philippine football team for 11 years, from 2012 to 2023, as a midfielder, former team captain, former PSA Mr. Football awardee in 2009 and 2013, which I believe he should have won more years. Was also part of the AFF Best 11 in 2019. Was part of the Best 500 Players of the World in 2018. Azkals Academy Director. He has the record, all-time leader in assists in the Philippines Football League. Two-time MVP of the PFL in 2019 and 2020. Played over 60 games for the men's national football team. I know, we won't be finished. Di tayo matatapos pag itapusin ko to lahat to. The most decorated Philippine football player ever, Stefan Schrocky Schrock. What can you say about the intro and greet everybody, Schrocky?
Oh, well, thank you everyone for coming out today. For us, it's a great honor because we're reviving the Azkals moniker more or less with just rebranding it and attaching it to the 7's, helping promoting football as it was the plan from the beginning, helping growing the sport, helping growing a new creation of the sport, which is the 7's, and we're beyond blessed and honored to be here, and thank you everyone for coming.
Stefan Schrock, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, also former men's national football team member, team captain, Philippine futsal captain, all-time top scorer of the Philippine futsal team. Played midfielder, also a striker. 2016 PSA Mr. Football awardee. Wow. 2019 Asian Cup qualifiers top scorer of the men's national football team. He last played for the Azkals back in 2019. Now he will serve as co-captain with Stefan Schrock in the Philippine Azkals in the upcoming Asia 7's Championships in Malaysia. Misai Bahadorna.
Let's go! Sorry, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to say thank you, of course, aside the joke, to Boston and Anton for getting all of us back together and make this dream come true and not letting Azkals names just, blurred. And then I'm really happy and so honored to be here again, seeing the same group of people, happy people that they come up with the Azkals and bring this national team football team in the map for the Philippines. So I'm so excited. Hopefully we together again, we build it and we enjoy it, we have fun, and then of course get some glory for the Philippine and Philippine Azkals. Thank you.
Thank you, Misai. You like the intro?
I love it.
Yeah. It feels like you wrote it. Up next, former Iran national team member, played in the Futsal Mini World Cup thrice, played in Thailand, in the US, in Kuwait, in the United Arab Emirates, won the MVP award in every season he played. Been playing 12 years here in the Philippines, currently the team captain of Mindoro 1991 in the PFL, founder and owner of the Arayat Academy Football Club, now the head coach of the Philippine Azkals in the upcoming Asia 7's Championships in Malaysia. Coach Hamed Hashimeri. Sir, Coach, great.
Coach, I want to play.
Hello everyone. Thank you for today as you come here. I would like to thank to Boston and Anton for trusting me. I have big responsibility. I hope we do our best in Malaysia tournament. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. And here, last but definitely not the least, Chairman of the Maharlika Taguig FC in the PFL, the Director for 7's Philippines, the idol of the children today, Mr. Ethan Lee.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to thank, first and foremost, I just want to thank everyone for making the time to come out here. I know everyone has busy schedules, so I just want to let you know that I'm very appreciative of everyone coming here. Second, I'm still in awe. I cannot believe that I would be in a panel with such legends that I looked up to growing up. You know, these guys put Philippine football in the map, and it's just surreal being out here. Thank you guys for that. Yeah.
Thank you, Ethan.
I'm not done.
Oh, not done. Oh, sorry.
That being said, okay, on behalf of the 7's Philippines, I want to thank the PFF, together with President John Gutierrez, as well as the national team manager for both men's and women's, Freddy Gonzalez, for allowing us to use the Azkals name to keep it alive, and also, of course, boss Dan Palami, to keep the Azkals name alive and representing the country in the next Asia 7's Championship happening at Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, this October. So we'll see you there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ethan Lee. Also, we want to acknowledge the man who made this all event possible, gathering all our friends from the media and the press. He served as an assistant team manager to Mr. Dan Palami, also the team manager of the Philippine national football team for almost 15 years. Currently the general manager of Taguig FC, former general manager of Secas Negros in the PFL for 6 years. Ed was also the team manager of the Azkals development team. He will be the team manager of the Azkals, set to compete in the Asia 7's Championships in Malaysia. Mr. Ace Bright.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank our friends from the media for coming for such a short notice. Thank you for coming, and I also would like to thank our sponsor, Choose to Go Bounty. Yeah, hope you guys will support us once again. Like how you supported us, for many years, with the national. Thank you.
Thank you, Ace. So I'll start with Anton. Anton, like what Ethan said, it's just overwhelming to be here now today in front of course, distinguished guests, our friends from the media, the press, and to be with legendary players who played for the country. You're making it all happen, Anton, the Asia 7's Championship. Let's talk about first the history and the background of Asia 7's, how it came about, and now it's happening.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. This for me is like a dream come true, right? Except I get to do it sort of in our own fun way. In 2018, I started a football league, all 7-a-side football, something fun between friends, right? And then I slowly found out that 7-a-side football wasn't under FIFA. FIFA owns 11-a-side football, futsal beats soccer, so there was no governance to it. And I saw the opportunity there to be able to create something much bigger than just, a team, something much bigger than just focusing on, Philippine football, but something that can impact the world. And so that's where setting aside football and turning into that governance came to my head. And now I get to do this with these two guys next to me. Playing on the field with these two guys was one thing, but being able to then continue our relationship after football, not many people get to do that. And this just shows how strong the bond was between, the team Azkals, right? And how important it was to us to be able to keep that name alive. So it's nice to be able to be here, like I said, and I'll keep on repeating myself, with these two guys next to me.
I have a question for you. I know we'll be opening the floor for the questions from our friends from the media and the press. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, if you weren't the CEO, founder of 7x7 International, and if you were the commissioner of the Asia Sevens Championship, would you love to play with these guys again?
Oh, I'd put that jersey on.
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, I'm telling you. No, it's definitely something that, it was the best memories of my life, right? Being able to represent the country.
Yeah.
You're not just playing for yourself, you're not just playing for your teammates, you're playing for a whole country. And that's what makes it so special, right? And now they get to do it again, do something that we've been able to create, right? So, in this coming October tournament, last year, some of you may have known that we ran our first Asia Cup for 7-a-side football here in Manila, where we invited a national team from Japan, India, and Brunei to come over and participate. The competition was amazing. Japan ended up winning. And now, this year, we're expanding this competition. We're running it in Kuala Lumpur, but it's going to have 8 countries involved now.
Wow.
So we're able to say that 7-a-side football is expanding across Asia, and we're not going to stop.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I would definitely put that jersey on.
In a heartbeat. Exciting things ahead. Definitely. Shraki, let's talk about keeping the Azkals name. You served with the Azkals 11 years and a lot of matches, memorable matches. How does it feel to have that, put that name again? The Azkals name, the logo, and now playing for 7-a-side, of course, I guess the best of the best in Asia.
Well, for me personally, when I found out in 2010 that there's a national team, and it's called the Azkals, I asked for the background. And my mom explained to me, look, Azkals is usually a street dog. No one takes much care of them, but somehow they do survive. And that's how they got the moniker from. So I fell instantly in love with the idea of being an underdog, of being fighting my way through, because it has similarity to my upbringing. So all over the years, in the last 11 years when I played for the Azkals and represented the Philippines, it meant the world to me, and so blessed and honored that Anton created this whole 7th and was able to put it internationally for me in order to go back in time and live through it again. Not many people know I have the Azkals name even on my leg tattooed. That much it means to me, and reviving or keeping the name alive, which is a big part, or not, if not the biggest part of Philippine football, is something very special. And we, like Ethan said, we're very glad that the federation is okay with this and allowing us to exist side by side and grow and promote the sport.
Yeah. I want to ask that guy over there, the other side. No, I'm looking at you, Misag, next to Anton. Because last time he played Shraki, because you've been playing, Shraki's still playing and playing and playing. He's just always in shape and always ready to go on the pitch. You, my friend, on the other hand, no, you're still fit. You're still, but of course, yeah, you're now that. But what made you decide, after how many years, you last played in 2019, I want to be back with these guys. I want to be back with Shraki, to don another Azkal jersey, and to play again. Misag, talk to us. What made you come back and play?
First of all, because 2019-18 I got injured. I tore my Achilles, and then of course pandemic came. So I stopped playing for like 6 years, 4 years, 5 years, and then I joined Taguig FC. So I was playing with, we were teammates with Rocky, and then we had a good time. I was like founding my happiness again because I found that like every football player's happiness is really playing football. Or without football, we are like losing something. Then, of course, when I found that Anton come up with 7's and make it international level and make it by Azkals name, I was so overwhelmed and happy because this is a very big opportunity for all the old Azkal players, not by age maybe, but all the Azkal players get together again, create this legacy again, and keep that legacy alive again. So I'm so it's such an honor to be part of this team and this 7th, and we will be doing our best to make our country and also, of course, our teammates and 7th proud. Philippine 7th Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you, Misag. Now, Coach, let's talk about the team updates. Of course, you have Stefan Schrock, you have Misag Bahadoran, but how about the tryouts and what will your strategy or game plan be, especially in selecting other members to be part of this team?
Well, we will start tryout by next week because you have to find some players who can play beside this legend. So after that, we can put our plan, technical and tactical to the training. But honestly, this legend, they don't need coach. You know, I learned from them.
Thank you, Coach. Let's, before we move to Ethan and open the floor for questions, I want to acknowledge he just arrived, but of course this guy doesn't need much introduction. Mr. Mel Macasayat, Vice President, Agro Troops to go. Of course, major supporter of the Asia 7's Championship and also of the Philippine Azkals back. Melma, boss, a few words. Nautusan lang tayo ni Ace Brett. He doesn't want to, he's shy, but this guy.
Para ako nasa bahay lang. Puro mga kaibigan ko nandito. I don't need to try. Basta mahal ko kayo. This is for the love of the sport. Of course, forever, for the love of Boston. The true godfather of Philippine football. And of course to the new ones, and of course to the OGs. Thank you for really sticking to the game. To the media, thank you for supporting, and thank you for getting the message across that this is still the world's #1 sport. Maraming salamat.
Mel Macasayat, of course. Agro Troops to go.
Melmac on the way! Melmac,
My next question to Melma, how much? Just kidding. But kidding aside, okay, Ethan. I'm on to you now, and then we'll open the floor for questions. You are the director for 7's Philippines, but what should the fans look forward to here for the Asia 7's Championship and for the team?
Okay, so for the fans, something to look forward to, the tryouts next week, which Mohamed already scheduled. It will be open tryouts, so fans also may come and watch. Even for the training, we're gonna be allowing fans to show up and watch them train. We're also cooking something exciting for you guys. We're probably gonna have a celebrity match versus the Azkals coming soon, and we'll give you more details.
Who's going to be part of that? Was it that Tupas play? In that celebrity? Okay, now we open the floor for the question. For any questions from our friends, from the media, the press. Okay.
Let's go back.
Today, Andrew Servino of Bulgar. First is for Commissioner Del Rosario. Okay, Commissioner, tell us more about the upcoming tournament. You mentioned eight teams. May we know the identity of the teams and the format?
All right. First, you know we're getting old when I'm being called commissioner. All right. Thank you for addressing me that way. I guess. Well, looking at it, we got 8 countries coming in. All right, so we have the original 4, which is the Philippines, Japan, India, Brunei. Then we have Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Hong Kong, all sending over national teams. What's great is that it's going to be very high competition. Malaysia over there, we have a prince together with owner of a professional team putting together their national team. We also have ex-star player from the national team in Indonesia putting together a team with a heavily invested football financier. Hong Kong will be coming with some professionals, and then Japan, of course, is going to be, I guess, stronger than they were last year, which is great. So looking at the format, it's going to be 2 groups of 4, single round robin, and then it's going to be broken up into a quarterfinals, semifinals, finals.
Since you mentioned national team, so I guess it will be like all Filipino players. Will there be an age limit?
No, it will be open. Everybody has to have a passport, but you can't talk about age limit with us sitting here, you know?
I think you said there will be open tryouts, so where will the tryouts take place?
Tryouts will take place in McKinley Hill Stadium. We'll be opening a sign-up form. It will be announced shortly, and then we will be limiting that. So please pay attention. Please keep glued to, I guess, the social media, so that you guys can then, I guess, join the tryouts.
So will it be an all-day affair, or so that when fans check it out and enjoy the action?
It will be about 3 hours, but we might activate a youth tournament prior to that, just to get the kids playing. You know, we love doing that with the 7's.
I guess the question is like, why bring back the Azkals brand to the consciousness, being revived from being the national team now to be the 7's? I think the people are wondering why revive the Azkals brand from being the 11-a-side moniker of the national team to now being now going to be used for the 7's team.
Well, as you said, the 11-a-side is different to the 7-a-side. The Azkals been attached to representing the national team and representing the sport in a way. It was called for the longest time, was attached to the men's national team, which Sir Freddy Gonzalez renamed. And why not is the question. Why keep the Azkals moniker in the closet and bury it there? Because it gave, on the field, it gave a lot of pride, it gave a lot of hope, it made a lot of lives happening for a lot of players over 15 years. And I think with the sport coming up this fast and this intense, like Anton 7th, it's a good restart, which is a perfect connection, works hand in hand with the 7th, rising up the game of the 7th and the Azkals, reviving and helping and do their part in this.
Can we, JP, I'd like each one of us, because all of us have a different perspective on why we believe that Azkal's name should be kept alive, right? Even Isak has a different version of why he needs to be kept alive, right?
Yeah, well, of course, we have to respect everyone and respect everyone's opinion. But for me also, Azkals was the foundation of football name in the Philippines. And then why we have to remove the name and start something. So, by Azkals, I stopped dentistry. I graduated dentistry and I started to play football. And Azkals' name inspired so many kids in the Philippines, so many people to play football. So it's a very good to use the Azkals name for 7's and still bring up the name and inspire a lot of football players again to play football again. So I don't see any reason that Azkal's name cannot be, like for football, because the football is really built in the Philippines by name of Azkals.
All right, and I mean, just from my perspective, the Azkals, I remember where's Sadel Tubas? I know he's somewhere around here. Well, Sadel, he could probably tell you back in 2004, that's when it was sort of token as the Azkals, right? And I really believe that keeping that name alive because it had so much, I guess, history with Philippine football. It was very important to me, right? And so with this and being able to sort of control this, we're able to keep this name alive almost forever, right? And I want it to be kept alive forever because I believe it's always going to be related to Philippine football, right? And it also has great brands attached to it, like Chins to Go, you know? People like that help keep this sport alive.
Yeah, good afternoon, gentlemen. I would say for the ladies with you. For you, I think it's for the coach or for the players. In the 7's side game, what kind of formation are you looking guys to implement against the tough competition and a more fast-paced nature of the 7's feature of the game?
About 7's side, there is a lot of formation. But with this legend, it's so easy to fix our system and play against them. So if I explain our system, sometimes we play with 2 defenders, sometimes we play with 3 defenders. It depends on the opponent. What is our opponent?
Question is for both Rocky and for Misa. With the recent passing of Sven Goran Eriksson, I want to ask what were your fun moments with him during that Asian Cup campaign?
Erickson?
Yes.
Coach Erickson?
Yes.
Well, working with such a great personality, with such a massive character, I would say, was for every one of us a great blessing. We have sadly read the news, everyone, that Sir Sven passed away. I think he had a great life, and I think he wants us to remember him as a great coach and a great person. To us, he was a great person, great coach, great leader. We had lots of fun. He had lots of good stories to tell about Wayne Rooney, David Beckham, all of the England legends from early 2000s. And if I go in depth, we will not finish this press conference because we had really great 2 months with him. Great stories to tell, great experience that he shared with us, and we wish in heaven, we wish him that he finds another football field to practice and train and pass on his funny stories to other guys. But with him, it was really a great honor to work with, and not every day you get to experience someone with his caliber.
Last one for Shark. For you, you were able to score that goal against Kyrgyzstan. So how special is it that you were able to score that goal against Kyrgyzstan? So for you, how special is it that you did it under Coach Sven?
Well, for me, it was personally for the country. It's not always about what it fits for me. For the country, I think it was a good pass that we were able to score in the Asian Cup. It was our entry goal to introduce us there. Sven gave me the captain armband before the tournament. It was long time Phil, and in my opinion, I felt Phil deserves to be the captain because of the 10, 15, 16 years he served for the country. But he wasn't up at his peak at the time, so we happily shared the captain armband, and Sven made us all feel as one. There's 11 captains plus 7, so we made us a big family, and we learned a lot from him.
By the way, I score also in Kyrgyzstan. Okay. Winning goals. Like 2 times. Home and away. Thank you very much. Winning you Google.
Good afternoon. Jamer De La Cruz from Leeds League Football. This question is for Shrocky. It's just been a week that you've announced your retirement from professional football, but it seems like you just can't get your feet out of the football field. Knowing that the Azkals are going to be revived for the Asia 7's Championship, how are you feeling right now about that retirement?
How I feel about the retirement is, well, it was time after more than 20 years traveling around and being a pro and keep yourself in shape. At 38, it's not that easy anymore, and I think I served long enough as a pro football player, but I'm still a football addict in that sense. So with the Sevens, it's a great opportunity to keep on playing the sport that I love. I recently also joined the futsal just to try some new things and get new impressions and inputs from the game. Retirement is the pro football is retired, but you cannot retire the hunger for the game. No.
Thank you, Shraki. And another question just for Anton. Commissioner, you've opened up the doors for the 7's football environment here in the Philippines. From being a recreational league back then with some of the friends and family members you had, now you have this Asia 7's Championship going on for the second year. How happy are you that you were able to open these doors, not only for Asia or Southeast Asia, but more importantly for all the Filipinos playing football?
I mean, like I started this press conference, this all is a dream come true, right? You know, for me, it's always been about creating pathways from kids all the way to the professional and international level. Through 7-a-side football, we get to, impact the world in a way that we know how, right? I feel that God's put me on this path, and we go by this acronym JOY always, right? And we look at what we're doing on a bigger picture here when it comes down to 7-a-side football. We're literally creating a sport, right? So you imagine all the jobs that we create through coaches, players, physios, kitmen, all of that happens in 11-a-side football now has to be recreated in 7-a-side football. We look at the opportunity that we create. Ahmed, from playing to coaching, Nisa being able to come back and play, Shraki to continue his career in another version of the sport, Ethan, who didn't even know what football was until, I mean, it's creating a lot of opportunity and creating communities, right? And then we look at the youth, and the youth now get to dream about being professionals in a whole other sport again. I mean, what's not to love about what we're doing,
Hello, good afternoon. My question for Commissioner Anton. For the choice of venue, why in Kuala Lumpur?
Because I couldn't do Manila back to back, that would be unfair. So I had to go somewhere where, I had some good friends over in Malaysia. They pointed us in the right direction. We have a player that we ended up bringing to the States in the competition last year, who was very well connected, very well established over there in Malaysia, and was helping us build out 7-a-side football over there. So with the easy access and the network of being able to play for the country, was able to help us build a network with other players from other countries. And so with one of our good friends over there, we've been able to successfully set up this tournament.
One question for Isaac and Shrok. If you were to invite maybe like 3 or 4 of your friends or teammates to try out for this team, who will you invite or encourage to try out for this team?
So, base players here, like Azkals, anybody for 7, let's Shoki first choose the first 3, then I will choose the other. He's the captain, so he knows.
It's a very good question. I've played the Super 7's this year for Alabang, and we had, well, you get to meet new people, new guys who got with me on the team, and I get to learn their stories. So I would love, since Alabang made it to the finals, I'd love to see some of them joining the tryout and even hopefully make the cut, because it should be rightful that some of the Super 7 guys representing also the Philippines who work very, very hard and love the sport dearly. So with Anton creating a pathway, I'd love to see some of the guys from Alabang joining the tryout and hopefully make the cut.
Can I ask Hamed as well that question, because you coach the team, you helped win them for the Pampanga. So would you like to see your team represented that in the continental level?
Yeah, but Misa was part of Pampanga too.
Yeah.
But he never show up. Yeah, but can you repeat your question again? I forgot. Your question again.
Would you like, Shock said he wants to bring these Alabang players to the tryout, so will you be able to do that with your champion Pampanga team that you beat Alabang?
Yes, tryout is open, you know. Alabang players, Pampanga players, even I don't think Nathan can play too. He can try out because he has Philippine passport. No, it's open for everyone. For us, there is no mercy. If we see any good players, we will get them. They will be part of the team.
Just a final question for Anton. Like, of course, fans want to watch the 7's. I know we have Filipinos like show the Super League 7's matches, so will we be able to get some kind of ability to watch the games in KL?
Yes, for sure. So I guess that's a good thing of being the commissioner of the league. I also got to make sure that the home country is watching it, right? So we'll be having in-house production done over there, so we'll be able to provide a feed to be able to have everybody stream it and watch it live over here. But I want to go back to that question. Lisa, who would your three be?
I go for Sato, maybe. Sato is here, so it's very good if we can get Sato. And then Simon Greatreach, maybe, because he's here also. Not here, I mean, he's in the Philippines. And Ali Borromeo. It's nice to have him back as a defender. And it would be very solid. I think Timan's gonna be fun, of course, but this 7's is not only for Azkals players, it's for everyone. Everybody can go up to try out and show something from Binondo teams, Tacloban, anywhere. Even can be Pampanga, Alabang also, no problem. So, but of course, Pampanga was champion. Anyway, so I'm still joking because I love this guy. So yeah, it's open for everyone. We are just here to have fun and do our best and represent the Philippine Azkals.
Walang goalkeeper.
It's okay, we don't need keeper. We are good already. No, I'm just kidding. You have to be a little bit, mayabang sometimes. I'm just kidding. Maybe we can get Neil Etheridge or Dato. But I think Neil is too big for the goalie, so we need someone who's good in futsal, because the goal is different. In 7's goalie, you don't need to dive, you have to know how to close the area, because 7's is like a futsal, you need to know how to reflect fast, you cannot catch the ball. I don't think Neil has a different reflection, so we are looking for maybe a smaller goalkeeper, shorter goalkeeper, maybe Anton or somebody. Eitan, I'm sorry, Eitan. He play basketball.
I have a question for Hamid as well. Because you're also you're still active as a player for Mendiola. So how tough is it that you're bouncing around as an active player in the 11s and a coach in the 7s?
For me, there is no difference because I grew up with futsal, playing futsal. So I have a lot of experience because in my country, we start with a small game, 5v5, 3v3, 7v7. after that they transfer us to football. So there is no problem for me. I can handle it. So I can handle this thing and I can get my experience because I think I have more experience in small side game more than them. So we will have fun, and besides fun, we want to get good result too.
Sorry, question for Shrocky and Lisa. I'm not sure if you've crossed paths on the field, but since we're doing this Asia 7's Championship in Malaysia, how excited are you at the prospect of you possibly facing the likes of Saki Sali, former Malaysia national team legend, playing in the 7's in that tournament?
Well, as far as I recall, I haven't met him on the international stage, also not in club competition, but I heard he's a good guy, a very good player, good deadly striker, so we'll have to take care of him. We're looking forward to see all the teams actually and meet all the other countries who are promoting the 7-a-side. A big thing for me is being able to represent the Philippines with Misak again. I was a bit sad to hear that Anton will be the commissioner. On the other hand, it would be a heavy backpack to carry for us, so it's a good thing. And at the same time, we're happy to work with Hamed as a coach. He's very experienced in small-sided games, a fantastic player, great person. We share a lot of information with each other in terms of the academy also. So it's just naturally that we work well together and try to do well for the sport.
Of course, it's nice to play with the other like national team players, the legend who's also trying to play again. So we will meet them again. Maybe when we were younger, we used to play against each other. But it's okay. We have Shroki. We have no problem also. So we're good.
You made him drink his iced tea. You want to return the favor, Shraki? No. Any more questions? Last question. Jack Batallones, Silvia. Miss Leanne Castillo. The Leanne Castillo, fresh from the Paris 2024 Olympics.
So nice to see you guys together again. It makes me feel young. Right? I remember the days in, where was that? Ace, Mongolia, Kuwait, Sri Lanka, all these other places. Anyway, no, seriously, how do you think the Philippines ranks in terms of like the 7-a-side in, compared to like other Asian countries that you will be competing in? Are we gonna be like the team to beat, or are they advanced? Because I'm not really very familiar with how the level is of the 7-a-sides in other Asian countries.
Anton.
First off, it's amazing to have this woman in this room, all right? She is the queen over here. So nice to see you, Diane. But when it comes down to competition in the 7th internationally, right? Last year we were able to see the likes of India and Japan, and the level was quite high, right? Much higher than the Philippines, unfortunately, but we didn't have Shrocky and we didn't have Misak on the team back then, right? So now with these two and some strong backing and some strong experience behind the team, I believe we'll be able to go to Malaysia and be the team that everybody's looking out for.
Nice. Can I ask another question?
Keep them coming, please.
I'm gonna ask Shrocky because before I just want to share with you that Shrocky never used to allow me to interview him. No, he was in the beginning. Wait, is this being live streamed? This is all it is. Oh, okay. Anyway, we're all friends here. I think because in the beginning he didn't trust me, maybe, but I'm one of your good friends. But anyway, Shrocky, I wanted to ask you the difference in terms of like the skill needed in a 7-a-side game as compared to an 11. Can you just share your expertise in that?
Diane, it was never personal. It was never personal, I have to say.
I used to beg Ace. What's wrong?
My English was not up to standard
It's
to
okay.
answer
Yeah.
your question, so that's why I avoided the interviews in the first place.
All in the past.
About the skill level, well, in 11-a-side football, leading up to an 11-a-side game, you build it in smaller pictures, meaning you go 4v4, 8v8, 7v7, and then end eventually in an 11v11 competition. So for us, used to the 11-a-side football, there should be no problem to adjust to the 7-a-side. We also shared multiple minutes, all three of us in the league. So the game itself is faster, it's more exciting, it's more. It's also better for us because we have flying substitution. Old guys like me cannot finish a game anymore. So this will help us, and I think we play to our strengths when we compete in the 7-a-side football.
Oh, sorry. One more question. How many, pardon my, how many minutes per half for the 7-a-side tournament? How many minutes does it go? Anton?
Minutes-wise, it's 20-20, and then there's actually an extended period, right? So in 7-a-side football, there are sort of 3 periods to it. So 2 20-minute halves, and then at the third period, they add 1 goal to the higher score. And then it becomes a race to that. So if we're playing each other, Diane, and you're beating me 2-0, we go into that last period, and then it becomes a race to 3 because we add 1 goal to your score because it's the higher one.
Oh, that's interesting.
So we get to come back, but you guys only have to score 1 goal. We would have to score 3 goals in order for us to win the game.
Okay.
And when it comes down to the type of players, I've been around 7-a-side football for a long time, and this is why I'm quite confident that the Philippines are going to do well, because these 2 players next to me are the type of players for 7-a-side football, right? Good with their feet, very quick, quick bursts, and they can get around the field. And they know how to defend a little bit as offensive players.
Misa, can I ask you? Misa, how good are you in 7-a-side? Because I know you're a very humble guy.
Very. So I don't know how to start. I don't know how to start from humble way. So basically, I was the top scorer of Southeast So that's, I don't know if they mentioned already, I was the top scorer of Southeast Asia in futsal, all-time scorer of futsal. No, I'm just kidding. So, 7's is...
Please refresh your memory on your
it's too much,
achievements.
Diane, it's too much, I can't recall, but I'm just kidding. So, no, aside joke, 7 is like a futsal, it's a small area, so you have to be quick with your feet, you have to give one touch passes, it's not like a big football field, you have the space to run. So basically, this 7's is good for like futsal players and player who can, like Shoki, Ahmed, those players who can do things in the small space. So now, of course, Anton is picking good players who are playing futsal, and also they play indoor football. So it's gonna be a little bit, fast, but at the same time it's very tiring. That's why there's unlimited stop, if I'm not mistaken, so that the players can catch their breath. So I think, I need to catch a lot of breath because I know I can run like Shroki and Hamid. But in futsal, there's a lot of goals. So any opportunity you get, you can score goals. It's not like football, like you get a small opportunity, but there is like so many goals. So that's very interesting sport, and I'm sure I'm okay on that. I know I'm trying to be
just
humble.
Okay, not awesome.
Because
not
you
awesome.
said that, I have to be humble. I'm very good.
Anyway, joking aside, very excited to see the dynamics back with the team, Anton and Coach and that. So when is the first game?
So the first game will be kicking off October 10th. 2 games on October 10th, 2 games October 11, semifinals 12, finals on the 13th.
Thank you so much, Miss Diane Castillo. asking all those very important questions, especially about Misag Bahadoran. Again, I just want to read this. Misag Bahadoran, last played in 2019, also former men's national football team captain, Philippine futsal team captain. I know you want me to repeat all these things about you to build your confidence. All-time top scorer, Philippine futsal team, 2016 PSA Mr. Football Award, the 2019 Asian Cup qualifiers top scorer for the men's national football team. Good?
No, you want me to write down what I eat last night every day?
I believe that